as well.
I mean, I get it. I get it.
We are back. We are back. This is now the Oblivion cast, or Knock Digital Culture live stream. Let me put live stream. Oh, come on, man. Live stream. Not live stream, live stream. So we're here. We're waiting for Oblivion for them to show what's going on with that. Let me do this. Let me tweet this out.
You know what I don't want to see? I don't want to see Todd's fucking face.
You then yeah you you might as well forget that one, brother.
One of the things I don't want to see in it is Todd's face. Like, that motherfucker is dead to me. After Starfield, bro, he's done. He can work on those games, but I don't want to see him anymore.
Bruh, that's like saying
he's done talking.
That's like saying I don't want to see
Brother, that motherfucker was trying to sell you on 30 FPS being the perfect setting for their games. Like, get the fuck out of here.
You want to see Todd? You want to see
if
Todd?
He comes, bro, if he comes on the stream and the first thing he says is 30 FPS is great, brother, I turn that motherfucker off.
Oh, if he tries to cap for 30 FPS on this, it's dead in the water. I mean, not even it's dead in the water.
Bro,
like,
I mean,
yeah.
we're gonna have a fucking great show afterwards because I'm gonna laugh my ass off. But goddamn, that's gonna be bad for the game. Like, seriously bad.
Yeah, if he tries to cap for 30 FPS, yeah, it's dead. It's dead. That would be career suicide for him too. Like, I would like to know what he did to somebody for them to, you know what I mean? I would love to know whose grits he's pissed in order for them to say, yeah, this is what we're going to do. That would be fucking crazy. That would be insane. Yeah, that would be. He might as well just call up Pete Hines and say, you know, what are you doing now and shit, and just go hang with him.
I mean, what happened to the dude actually?
Pete Hines?
He probably retired, bro.
Yeah, he retired. He's a big animal lover. So from what I heard, he's going to open up a kennel or some shit like that. I think I saw that somewhere. And he's gonna he's gonna retire and work with animals, but he might come back to gaming. Who knows? Who knows?
Once that money gets dry, he comes back. Yeah.
Yeah. Or he just, here's one thing I will say about anybody that's in gaming. Why? What the fuck? Okay. It's hard to get it out of you. It's hard to stop, to go full circle stop and not, you know what I'm saying, do gaming anymore at all. That's kind of next to impossible to do and shit. And I wouldn't be surprised if he just simply was like, you know what? I'm going to do something related to gaming. Like you saw Peter Moore, he wanted to go do some, what was that? Manchester and all. And then he just came back to gaming. He could have never left football. He could have stayed doing football forever. But he came back to games. It's hard to get it. It's hard to get it out your soul, man.
Well, once Pete Hines realizes animals don't pay bills, he's gonna come back.
I think he probably could have a successful kennel or whatever. I don't know. I think his wife does something already, so he might be
Where do you get this, bro? Like, I didn't even know he loves animals. How the fuck does he
Yeah.
know his wife is doing something? What the
He
fuck?
was he did a podcast he did a podcast with Greg Miller. But I follow Pete. I've been following Pete Hines, you know, because I'm not big on execs. The only execs that I really liked was Peter Moore, and yeah, Pete Hines. You know what I'm saying? Pete Hines was the dude. And a lot of it is because Pete Hines was responsible for Bethesda opening up a lot of their alphas and shit to more gamers. I actually used to know this developer that worked at Bethesda. That's how I got access to Elder Scrolls, like online, like before anybody even saw what it was. What the fuck is this? Yeah, Pete Hines was behind a lot of that shit. And I was like, dude, that's cool. That's cool, because everybody else was stuck up about it from what I was heard from this developer. I was just like checking him out, seeing what he was all about. And I always liked him because when you talk to Pete, he wasn't that stuck up, you know, super ultra prepared like a Phil Spencer. He is the anti Phil Spencer. He's just like, it would be like if we were to have him on a podcast, it would be like he's just one of the guys, you know, cussing up a storm. People used to hate doing podcasts with him and shit because he would just go crazy. It'd be foul mouthed and everything. And I would like, okay, I like this
I would
dude.
go crazy with him because I fucking hate Elder Scrolls Online. and I hate Fallout 76. And I hate Fallout 4.
I didn't hate Fallout 4.
Dorita_SR said, Cold Blood sound like the guy's father from John Wick that told him the story of John Wick. John was the freaking boogeyman.
Should I get this, Moss? Because I don't get the reference to John Wick right now.
I missed it too.
I mean, do you mean Moss is talking about Pete Hines like he's John Wick? That's stupid because he's anything but John Wick. He was an exec that yeah, he was the man, but he was never the man. Come on, no, not like that. Nah. I mean, if we're gonna say someone was the man before Starfield came out, it was Todd Howard, but fucking hell, he fucked up. You can no longer talk about him like a fucking John Wick.
Okay, there we go. All right, and then I'm gonna put this in. Then to where is YouTube? Okay, we got 3 minutes before it goes live. Oh, excuse me.
Oh man, that music brings back memories.
Isn't that the right? So what's the problem? Date post.
Actually, this was the only game I really played mostly on a 360 mouse. Can you even imagine that?
Oblivion?
Yep, I played it on my friends at 360. I almost played through the whole game on his Xbox when I was at his house.
So yeah, I wasn't like Oblivion was
That is
too.
What?
It was too like it was too like open. Like I didn't, I'm gonna be honest with you, when I first played Oblivion, I didn't know what the hell was going on, and I was like, and I just wasn't into those games on console. Like
But
if I was
brother,
gonna
what do you think? I was a fucking kid, and I still got almost through the whole game
yeah, I was like,
without even understanding what the fuck the quests wanted from me sometimes.
like I'm not doing this, not on console. But now is a different story.
No, but that was the only positive memory I have of a fucking Xbox. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it sure is. I'm talking about Cold Blood's voice and acts. This is what Cold Blood played on the 360. I didn't like it. I was big on Dragon Age then. Yeah, I was more. I felt like it was just too choppy and messy. Let me pause the music and let's play this music. I thought it was like too. I don't know the word. I can't think of the right word at the moment, but I end up falling for the other Bethesda games. In Skyrim.
Well, one thing I can say is, don't expect it too big of a jump in graphical fidelity. Like, it's not gonna look any better than Starfield did. At best.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to. I know y'all hear double feed. I'm sorry. Give me. Jesus, where is voice meter at? Come on. All right. Okay, now we got the desktop open.
They showed the Xbox logo L. It's over.
Hold on, are you? Let me refresh. Let's refresh. Let's go.
The others, they were taken to the tower. They're behind us. This ends here.
You hold our future in your hands. Take with you my blessings and the hope of the Empire. Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
God damn it.
Here we are 20 years later.
I told you. You're ahead of us, though.
When you think about the Elder Scrolls,
I told
to
you.
us it goes beyond game franchise.
Yeah, it's the DNA of Bethesda Game Studios.
Obviously, we're working on the 6th chapter here, but what's great about the Elder Scrolls is being able to look back at all of the chapters. Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, Daggerfall, Arena, and each of them try to define role-playing games and open-world games for their generation.
Fans got so connected with the worlds we've made and these stories we're telling, and it's really amazing.
Oblivion was a real defining moment in the series and for how we make games as a studio. I think when it comes to a remaster, we want people to feel the way they did then, but it's still a game of its time. You want to keep those bones in place. You want some of that old charm.
Coming back to Oblivion now with this tremendous visual update is absolutely amazing. It's the world I remember, but better.
There's so much there, both for the Elder Scrolls world and also this evolution of our games, I think is really, really important for people to take a look back at.
Looking back and seeing everything we've accomplished in the past 20 years and working with these people, like, it's really special.
Yeah, there are still quite a few people that I've worked with for that long, and it sort of gave me the warm fuzzies.
Oh my God, it's been 20 years? I think the thing that gets me the most is the music. Like when you hear that music at the main menu, there's just like, there's this like flood of nostalgia.
Oblivion is the beginning of who I am. As an individual, as a game developer, it all starts with it.
I don't even think it took me till release to realize how big this was.
People loved it. Like, they loved it.
Such a key moment in our history of making games and the evolution of how we build these worlds, and having players be able to come back and experience that is really amazing. We had that really special moment of coming out into the world for the first time, what that meant to this game.
Every time we think about Oblivion, it's, what if we could give that moment to everybody again?
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see.
Oh, that doesn't look bad.
Whether you're reliving these moments or experiencing them for the first time, the world of Oblivion Remastered immediately looks and feels incredible. When we decided to remaster Oblivion, we were really picky about finding the right partner. From the very beginning of this project, we had one rule. We weren't going to do this if we weren't going to be able to do it right. Our partners at Virtuous went above and beyond to bring our vision to life.
Yo, Juice in the house.
The love they've poured into the Oblivion Remaster has been absolutely breathtaking.
Welcome to Paris, and welcome to Virtuous. Our team here has been hard at work delivering the best remastered Oblivion experience possible. We've worked with Bethesda Game Studios on other projects in the past, so we know what makes that team and their games special.
Just as an FYI, I paused the iSpeech function for now.
We wanted to make the remaster more friendly to gamers with modern hardware. This is Oblivion in its most complete form.
About time someone got here. Huzzah!
Those familiar with only some Elder Scrolls lore will now be able to experience the events that set the stage for Skyrim. You embark on an epic journey to stop the Mythic Dawn cult.
The time of cleansing draws nigh.
From unleashing the Daedric Prince of Destruction.
What was the Oblivion Crisis? What happened to the previous Emperor of Cyrodiil? Why are there only 8 divines instead of 9? In addition to the core game, the remaster contains all add-ons, including story expansions, Shivering Isles, and Knights of the Nine, so you get the full experience.
On a personal level, it was really important to me to ensure that we're preserving the magic of the original experience. At the end of the day, we're all fans too.
This is a dream project for me, right? I'm a fan. I have been always a fan.
Well, I played Oblivion for perhaps 10,000 hours.
Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game, and it was one of the games that made me want to be a game developer.
The best way to describe it would be to call it a love letter.
You will find your own path, but there will be blood and death before the end.
The technology we used to create the original was cutting edge at the time, but tools have come a long way since then.
It's available on Steam now.
The original Oblivion is still the heart and soul of the remaster, but we use Unreal Engine 5 to help achieve all our visual goals. We think of the Oblivion game engine as the brain and Unreal 5 as the body. The brain drives all the world logic and gameplay, and the body brings to life the experience that players have loved for almost 20 years.
Unreal Engine 5,
It's not
brother.
just about pure fidelity. We knew we had to preserve the distinct style.
The nemesis of the Series
making
X.
it as uniquely Oblivion as
The brush opens a portal into the painting. You're stuck here like I am.
The Isles, a wonderful place. Good for a visit. Or eternity.
I hope this is available on GFN.
We've leveraged nearly every major feature from the latest version of Unreal 5.
Our goal was to push the visuals to the next level using the latest technologies. We created brand new, highly detailed character models and stunning landscapes that use millions of polygons in each asset, allowing us a truly impressive level of detail in the world. Every single asset in this game was completely redesigned and handcrafted.
This looks good. This looks good.
We implemented an advanced real-time lighting system that accurately simulates how light interacts with the environment. This results in more realistic lighting and atmospheric effects. While the original game had limited dynamic shadows, now the entire world reacts naturally to light. We used an incredible new lip sync technology that really enhanced performance in our characters.
He left us a warning. Heed it!
Unreal tools helped us create the base mesh of our characters. From there, our artists sculpt each race individually to adapt it to the mesh, allowing us to share the model, rig, and textures. As a result, all races, including Argonians, Orcs, and Khajiits, are built on the same base mesh, making the lip sync system more effective even when the characters have very different facial features.
Welcome to the guild.
We have access to so many modern rendering features. You'll see them in something as simple as running through a forest. Insects flying around, fish swimming in the water, light filtering through the leaves. Thanks to these technological advances, you feel even more immersed in this living, breathing world. You'll really believe you're in Cyrodiil.
I believe you can handle a more complicated assignment. I would like you to retrieve a carved panel from the central chamber of the High Fane.
It's not just visuals that we've modernized in the remaster, it's gameplay. It's UI and UX. It's audio. We've updated features and systems across the board.
We've changed the approach to leveling, which I think will make a lot of people happy. It's inspired by the leveling systems of both Oblivion and Skyrim, so it's the best of both worlds. We were able to fully recreate the character models, creating a physicality that feels more human. You see that in places like combat animations, where there's a lot more separation between the upper and lower body, and all the animations have more flourish. Combat in the original Oblivion didn't have sound effects, visual effects, or hit reactions. Now you'll get blood splatters, sparks, and controller feedback. We know it's a little thing, but little things add up to make the combat more modern and engaging.
There's a proper third-person perspective now. The original had third-person, but there was no crosshair, and we felt the experience could be modernized. One of our goals was to have a third-person view that compared to Starfield in terms of playability. Now, the third-person perspective has all the same control you get from the first-person view.
You have my ear, citizen.
When Oblivion first launched,
Greetings. How goes it? How are you?
disk storage limits meant we couldn't have unique voiceovers for all the races. So we've gone back and recorded new lines of dialogue. Each race represented in the game now sounds unique.
I bet you they used AI for that.
We also made sure to keep in all of the quirkier dialogue.
I really like the way they say hello. Sometimes it's so random. And then they
So
just bring
Spencer's
their-
co-pilot.
But it's like so nice and creepy at the same time.
Stop! You violated the law. Stop! You violated the law.
Stop, criminal scum!
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Cheese for everyone.
Cheese for everyone! We are going to steal one of the Elder Scrolls from the Imperial Palace. You need to find the reading room. The blind priests will deliver a scroll to you there. Do not speak to the priests. They're blindfolded. I've chosen you because you are the best. Good luck.
Stop! You violated the law. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Then pay with your blood.
As games have developed over the past 20 years, players have come to expect a certain suite of tools and controls.
Like sprinting. Sprinting is an interesting one because there was such a big debate internally among our teams. Some of us were absolute purists, but ultimately, we decided it's 2025 and people are going to want to sprint. In fact, all of the character locomotion has been completely redone from scratch, and that has a huge impact from the very beginning of the game.
Every single updated or new feature was implemented with the player in mind. It all comes down to what makes Oblivion, Oblivion. What are those features that just immediately come to mind for players when they think of the game?
The mini-games are the mini-games. Those are so iconic to Oblivion.
Great! How's it go again?
Like lockpicking. You can put a fresh coat of paint on it, but you can't change it too much because it's part of the core experience.
Whether you're returning to Cyrodiil or you're a newcomer,
I'm going to follow you and watch you and worship the ground you
The adoring fan.
you will instantly feel at home. It just feels better. We've modernized a lot, but it's still the same incredible adventure and the same carefully handcrafted world.
Well, it's about time. Do you know how long we've been waiting?
Oblivion is a core part of the story of Bethesda Game Studios. None of what we're surrounded by right now would be here if we hadn't made that game and if it hadn't been the success that it was. The effort that we put into it, the love that went into it, I think that comes across.
Hella creepy. Not gonna lie.
To have worked on something that people care enough where you're in a position where you can remaster it, it's a privilege.
And now, to help introduce this game to a new generation of players, I feel so lucky.
I really think that people, when they jump back into the remaster, they're going to be shocked at just how good the game looks. The Oblivion gates look absolutely incredible, and I think they're just going to find themselves lost in the world.
Even if it's just the music, for example, just walking around for half an hour in the world, you feel something, and that's precious.
You're going back to a world that you've been to before, but it's better somehow. Like, it's an intangible thing, but it's like, it's new, it's fun, like it's exciting again.
But it's ultimately the same game. There was a lot of respect for what was before, and I think the fans will appreciate that.
From all of us at Bethesda Game Studios
and Virtuous,
we want to thank you for joining us today. Oblivion has a very special place in my heart, and being able to work on this remaster and bring it to a new generation of players has been an incredible experience. We were too excited to get it in your hands and didn't want to just show it off to you and then make you have to wait. The best part of my job is that I get to be the one to announce that the Oblivion Remaster will be available today.
I was born 87 years ago. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler.
Where's the PlayStation logo? Where's the one more thing? What the hell?
This is the 27th.
Xbox, what are you doing?
The year of Akatosh 433. These are the closing days of the Third Era.
What logo? Did you see your head?
No, I didn't see one yet, but it better be there.
I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye may see. This is only the beginning. Worse is yet to come.
Looks clear.
The time of cleansing draws nigh.
Who now will save us from the coming darkness?
No, it's available on PlayStation.
Here you must find your own path.
Remember the Emperor!
Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Yep, there it goes. All right. Will be stay tuned for a special gameplay stream. Okay, so while that gameplay stream is going, let's mute this. Let's play some music, and then we'll let the gameplay stream come. I'm wondering though, is this on GeForce Now? I'll reactivate the. Go ahead.
You got a 4070. Why would you care?
Because I want to play it and be able to talk to you guys as well, and that's gonna. I think I got a way to do it, but if I got to play it natively on this computer, that might complicate it a little further. Let's see here. Let's take a look. Let me take a look. Let's go to GeForce.
Well, how much does it cost though?
It's $50 bucks. No, it's hold on. It's on Steam. It's $50 on Steam and $60 for the deluxe edition. And I wonder what comes in the deluxe edition. What's in the deluxe edition? Compare editions. Okay, the deluxe edition, you get new quest for unique Akadish and Morhun's dragons, armors, weapons, and horse sets. And you get the digital art book and soundtrack. So that's the deluxe edition.
Where is it on PlayStation though? I don't see it.
Yeah, it should be on PlayStation. I mean, they got the logo. It's GeForce Now. Oh, it's Oblivion. There's no word. There's Oblivion. Oh. This is the original game. I did not want to play the game. I just wanted to. Didn't want to play Oblivion. I just wanted to see if the fucking. I'm on GeForce Now. We got to do better. Oh God. I might have to. I gotta download it. Where do I go to download it? Jesus Christ. The quality settings defaulted to medium quality. Let's get out of here. All right, so it's not on GeForce Now right now, which maybe it will be in an hour or so. But until then, let's do this. We are going to download it. What is going on? All right. So this is them with some gameplay, if you guys can see it right now. I activated the voice chat feature, so if you guys got something to say about it, what did y'all think? What did y'all think about the stream? I let me say this though. This is what shot out to me. Everybody at, like, all of the leadership at Bethesda seem old as dirt, right? And don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that they've lost all their talent because they're old. Shit, I'm old. But the older you get, the more confined and detached you become, because you get set in your ways and you start becoming more like organized, right? You're like, this is how I'm going to get this done. I've been doing this for X amount of time. So more routine. That's how you get more routine the older that you get. And I think that's probably the problem at Bethesda, is that everybody is old. They are so routine, and now they're detached from the average gamer. Like, look, they had Oblivion Remaster, which looks good. Don't get me wrong. It looks really good for a remaster. You could argue that it's essentially a remake, but they went with Remaster to play it safe. But that's a game that has already been made, that they had to just simply polish up and add some new shit to. When you're trying to make a new game or new IP or even a sequel, you gotta be creative. You gotta use your imagination, and your creativity and your imagination has to connect to the average gamer that's out there playing your shit now. And that's where I think where Bethesda falls short now, because Todd is old, everybody's old, and that zeal, that imagination and that extra oomph that they had in connecting to the average gamer is gone no more. They become very routine in what they do. And a lot of it, I think, goes without them getting the feedback that they need. So it's very evident here. I mean, it's cool that they're doing shit like this. And maybe what they should do is, I think they got to replace Todd. Todd just does oversight. I think Todd should just be like a studio head to do oversight. Just make sure that mechanics are working. And I think they need new, younger leadership across the board that can be mentored from these old motherfuckers. And then maybe what the old motherfuckers can do is that they can work on these quote unquote remasters and put them in Game Pass. Maybe that's because they surely seem to have done a good job with this from all appearances. But as far as coming up with new shit, they need new blood, man. And so that's why the Outer Worlds hype is more dominant than the Bethesda crew. Yeah, they're too old. Everybody's old now, and it's cool to see those people still there.
You got the new people on Indiana Jones, and you see what the fuck happened with that game.
What new people? That's Machine Games. There's nobody old. Like everybody at what's it called?
Bro, that was so many of them that was so fucking young and fucking, you know, new day devs, bro. Like, they were talking about it.
Yeah, that's people talking about it. The leadership is still old. Like, the people at Machine Games are old as shit. Machine Games, id Software, like Mark Stratton is still there. It's all the old people running everything at Bethesda. All the people that made the original Doom and shit, and the original Wolfenstein, like, most of them are still there, and they're in leadership roles. They're old as shit. Now, they might, you know, for presentation purposes, they might throw out some young motherfucker with 80 piercings or whatever out there to talk about it. But no, all the leadership is old, man. And they ain't going nowhere. That's Bethesda's problem. Everybody's so fucking old. And I say this as an old person. Like, you guys got to get, y'all got to get new leadership like across the board. I'm not saying all of the leadership is still just exactly the same, but like when I look at Ed and Mark Stratton's still there and the people at Machine Games and they're still there at leadership, like they gotta move over and go somewhere else. Like, don't get me wrong, they should be consultants, they should be overseers. But like Todd Howard, it's clearly time for him to move over. Remastered. Huh? What is? Anyway. Let's see. All right. I guess I can. Where do I go to download this fucking thing on Xbox? I guess I go to xbox.com. I have not downloaded an Xbox game. Lord knows how long. We're on xbox.com. In Game Pass, browse games. Elder Scrolls, okay. Popular. There we go. There we go. There goes Oblivion Remastered, motherfucker. Motherfucker. Okay, you gonna open up for me? All right, play with cloud gaming. Fuck no. Hell, hey man, that shit probably looks like worse than the original on xCloud.
Oh yeah, play it on the xCloud. Show us.
Oh God. Launching the Xbox app.
Is that gonna get a physical release actually?
I doubt it. Hold on, I have what is partner extension detected? Enable this extension to play and launch partner games. What? Oh my God. Wow. So you can play EA Play and Ubisoft Connect games through. This is missing components. Is needed for
me. For me, it's 55 euros. God damn it.
Guys.
That's expensive, bro.
Sign in up in the game bar.
Oh shit! It's pro enhanced, Moss. Oh shit!
It is.
Someone ain't gonna like that.
Are you serious? Oh
yep,
shit!
It is.
Lord Jesus. Can I just download the fucking game? Like, you guys really are not going to let me download it? Come on, man. Come on now. Come on. Come on now. This is what I was fearful of. This is going to take forever in the day. What time is it? If we can get this done in the next 15 minutes, I can actually play this. As a matter of fact, let me start setting it up.
Just play it on the xCloud.
Fuck out of here. That's it. That, I know that is trash.
Come on,
Oh,
bro.
let's see here.
Do it for your cloud people.
Hold on. Still? Wow, what is this? "16 minutes left." It's still, whoa, it's still processing? Holy cow. So when did I upload this? I uploaded this April 19th. So when I upload a 4K video, I need 3 days before it's fully rendered. That's fucking crazy. Because it's still processing. Okay, all right. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's go here. I need a profile. I need a 1440p profile. Okay. It's out of here. You just closed the dockable window. Man, I don't give a fuck. Okay? Got my face. Filters. Got all of our shit set up. Good. All right. And then let's do profile. Let's duplicate this. 1440p. Okay. YouTube. MM2K. Oh shit. YouTube. MM2K. News. 1440p. Oh, please, come on, man. Duplicate. Twitch. Yeah. Can I? All right. Okay. Now, file settings, stream. Fudge. Biggity fudge, fudge. Biggity fudge. Son of a chicken plucker. All right. Is it now going to let me download this shit? What you gonna do? It's still installing? Oh yeah, I don't think I'm a sign out. Here, I'll let y'all listen to this stream because I gotta set this shit up. So I'm gonna open up the stream so you guys can listen to it. So y'all ain't gotta hear me fiddle faddle with this shit. He says, "Hell no, Cloud is trash." Yes. Where is? Cold Blood, are you listening to the stream or you? Because I got to determine how I'm gonna play the audio. What'd you say?
Listening to the stream.
You're listening to the stream?
Oh,
you're not? Okay, all right. So you don't? Do you mind if I play it through my mic or no? You don't want to hear it at all?
okay.
Okay, all right. So let's hear.
Enough.
Enough.
All right, I'm muting myself for a second.
There's never enough tea.
No, we're still in the Shivering Isles, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're gonna traipse around the Shivering Isles for a little while.
And look at some of the faces and the hair, so much more defined.
And this is something that does come in the remastered. You get all of the DLC with it, though.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it's the full package.
So you get Knights of the Nine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Hell in the White Strake. I was pilling on. But you know, it's one of the ones that people don't think about. What's the guy's name? Begins with a U. Lives in a cave. You get the Staff of Sheogorath from him later.
Looking at my friends off camera.
I forgot that I'd done the character.
Oh, really?
And I'm playing.
I guess when you do so
game.
many, it probably just like kind of blurs together unless it's something like really big, right?
Some of them really stand out. They're much bigger, but I was the torturer. I was the guy, is it Hermes Columbus, the suicidal guy.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all fun roles to play. But I love how the suicidal guy is begging you to kill him, and at the end he's like, "What are you doing?" But all the voices in this are the same, so we get to hear this fella right here, yeah?
Yep.
Craig Seckler is the adoring fan. And seeing him wearing one of those.
I didn't murder him, I swear. I mean, not yet anyway.
Look at that.
Should I?
Yeah, in tribute to Craig.
How do I look?
Lovely. It's lovely.
My sword.
Like a rock star.
Did I just keep this on the whole time? Man, you got through that lockpick quick. I remember we did an Oblivion stream.
That's a little different,
a couple
isn't
years
it?
ago, and it was like torture watching my friend try to do the lockpick and just failing every single. But yeah, same.
Watching someone play a game is fun, like this, when you're battling skeletons. When it takes them an hour to pick a lock, and they're saving and going back again and again and again, it's like, call me.
It's funny at first, and that was a live stream too, so it was funny at first, but then it's just like, okay, all right, and then stream's over, rage quit,
Lockpick, the live stream.
So can you tell us anything about your first interaction with Bethesda Game Studios, like how you started with the team here?
My first game was Morrowind, and I went, we were recording at a place called Absolute Pitch in D.C. A fellow by the name of Chip Ellinghouse was recording us. But my director was Todd Howard. Yeah, and we sat there and went through all the different characters, the Bretons and different Daedric gods and some orcs and all sorts of things. We were having a good time. I do remember going down to Au Bon Pain and getting, taking a break and getting a chocolate croissant and just chatting, walking. And the thing is, Todd's always been very passionate about these games, That's the thing that people do. I don't think people realize just how deeply enmeshed into the game world he is. I mean, the old top-down turn-based type games, the board games, things of that sort, and to bring the spirit of those into these worlds. And, you know, Morrowind is kind of
the exclamation point speak feature is back up and running, just so you guys are aware.
Been much less graphically robust.
That was a nice way of putting it.
Yeah. And,
it's retro. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And the voice acting was very sparse then. It wasn't even that much more in Morrowind, but what was there was really fun and really good to do. And I started playing that game, getting 700 hours in. You know how it goes. You think, I'm going to play for half an hour before bed, and the next thing you know, birds are chirping outside. Your day is toast.
What day is it?
And you go to sleep and dream in that world. Which was interesting because I had not had the experience of I've done some games and things of that sort. I played, I think in Unreal 2, like 200 different people dying in 500 different ways.
Oh my gosh.
I was basically the equivalent of a Wilhelm scream. And this one I really wanted to play, and I got into it, and I started dreaming in that world. And when I started voicing Oblivion, I knew where to close my eyes and see the world around me. Now, maybe in Oblivion, I didn't see any silt striders, and there were no boots of
Jesus. This game is 120 fucking gigs.
Thank God there were no.
That is one perk about cloud gaming, man. I don't, you know, outside of the PlayStation games, I don't know what these fucking file sizes are.
Xbox Cloud, bro.
Real
Xbox Cloud.
Hell no. Quotes in on those cliff racers along the way. Yeah,
I bet you.
I saw.
I'm willing to tell you.
And I lived in that.
Xbox Cloud Gaming is so trash.
Playing the game, and I discovered something. The more you play,
I bet you that it's worse.
The more immersive your performance can become. Because you.
It looks worse on cloud than the original does natively.
Like everybody else is going to.
I bet you.
The games become.
Okay, this is probably going to take a minute to download.
Into them. These worlds.
All right, so we can
more real.
Well, no, I still got a little bit more to do. So I'm gonna mute again. Let y'all listen to this.
I started working with Mark Lampert, and he was like, with the Imperial Guards, let's go less what you were doing with the Bretons. I want you just to give me, you know, these guys are full of testosterone. And we found the voice that we wanted for that. And so the Imperial Guards are the first ones that I did. But then I started doing some of the other characters around it. I'm really proud that Lucien Lachance was one of the first voices that ever broke through the voice class system in Elder Scrolls. And by the time Shivering Isles came around, we had a bunch of different voices.
These fuckers
it really changed things a lot.
Till the key side.
So
what'd you say?
Watching it grow.
Are they making sure there ain't no keys out for that motherfucker?
Alongside folks like Linda Carter.
I think people just completely stormed these
party
key
for Oblivion.
Doriga_SR.
A lot of the big game parties.
PlayStation reached out to Stadia when they quit MM2K. Cloud took Stadia out, and Stadia said "F you back, LOL."
It still was big at the time. We went on like this one cruise ship on the Potomac, where they had dinner. And we're all out there and hanging out, and, eating dinner, going up top, recreating Titanic scenes on the edge of the boat.
As you do.
as one does, yeah. And it was so fun, and getting a chance to see and talk with Linda Carter, who it turns out is also a huge Washington Capitals fan.
Also a win.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And the Capitals stuff came into play. Because when I started doing the arena announcer, I had been doing the Capitals for about, I guess we started recording this, in 2003?
Twitch.
So I had been the arena announcer for about 3 years.
Oh, fudge.
And I was learning who I was and doing things. And I asked Mark, how do you want to do the arena announcer? He's like, kind of what you're doing with the Caps, only on steroids, because these are gladiators. Okay. So I brought that oomph. I unleashed
From the diaphragm.
fury. Yeah. You know, good people of the city of Cyrodiil, welcome to the arena. And I started taking some of that I did with Oblivion and bringing it to the capitals. And the two of them began to merge together until I became sort of over the top with people going, you're not old school, you're not classic, you're just a rebel punk is what you are. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. So I'm a rebel punk, but I'm out there unleashing fury. I'm a fan with a microphone, and I'm going nuts. And a lot of the development into that started with Oblivion. What's really weird is that I've been doing that now for 25 years for the Capitals. And in that time, as other people retired and left the job, all the people who are out there saying, you're not old school, you're not traditional, started replacing the old school and traditional guys with people who sounded like me and were doing the things I did. So 25 years later, guess what? I'm old school, doing what I did when I was a young punk. So, you know, thank you, Oblivion, thank you, Mark, for helping change how I do things, you know, and that's the thing. Over this period of time that we've done these games, over this period of time that we've worked with all these different characters, I'm constantly learning and I'm constantly growing and constantly grateful for the opportunity to bring new characters to life, like Johannes Verlaine in The Gold Road, where it was very emotional. It was a very emotional piece, and I was able to, as a parent, everybody has regrets. You know, no matter how good a job you've done, you have regrets. And I channeled that into this character who died and left things unsaid and undone with his son, and is given a chance through, you know, the magic of this world and Hermaeus and all sorts of things, to be able to come back and try to make amends. And it was hugely emotional for me.
Especially because you say you put so much of yourself into the characters you're doing.
Yeah. And after we were done and I was working with DB on it, I said, wow, that one was a little intense. And she said, yeah. I love working with her. It's like a waltz, it's like dance. But I see something after the game comes out. Somebody has a photograph of some dog looking really sad in the back seat going, who is the actor for Johannes Verlaine? They just killed me. And I'm like, yes.
Nailed it.
Because if you don't feel it, they don't feel it. And I'm a fan of the games. I'm a fan of the worlds. I'm a fan of every one of my characters. Even the bad ones have their reasons. Mm-hmm. And if you can get into that, and if you can feel that, and I can make it real for me, then maybe I'm making it real for somebody else. Absolutely. And it becomes immersive for them, so.
Say without question.
Yeah.
Well, speaking to that point, what do you hope that players experience or feel from the characters that you portrayed in Oblivion? Who may be experiencing it for the first time, or maybe they're returning to it and having played the previous version of Oblivion.
I think that it makes me very happy that these characters are going to get a second chance. The Imperial Guards, you know, even in the strength of I once took an arrow to the knee, you know, even with that coming around, people still remember the Imperial Guards of Oblivion.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I would say I see them probably second or third most from all Elder Scrolls titles, right? I'm looking at Jess over here, another Jess.
Hi, Well, I scared myself once playing the game. Oblivion, I'm up in one of the towers, in one of the Oblivion gates, and I do the Dremora, the Daedric warriors that suddenly pop up and fight and battle in the middle of Oblivion. And it's the middle of the night, I'm walking up a winding staircase, and suddenly I come out. Sorry, Finn. And I
like, I didn't sign up for this.
I jumped, and I'm like, holy hell! I just scared myself.
Well, I was gonna ask, do you find that you can disconnect from the characters that you've done and your voice in the game when you're playing as a player?
Yeah, you know, the thing is, when I'm playing the
we're
games,
able to do something.
I am
Hold on one
the
second.
character that
Try
I'm,
one more
you know,
thing.
I'm with the controller, that's me, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll listen to hear if the voice is immersive or if it stands out, if it didn't work. If it works,
Okay, we got a long ass
fine,
time
I'll
before.
let it go and I'll just enjoy the environment.
We got a long ass time before. Yeah, this is
That
going
being
to take a
said,
minute, but
there's something about
so
people
I'm
like, well, what do
probably
you
not
play
going to get
as?
to
I'm
play
like,
today.
I play as an Imperial.
That's the
And
thing
like,
that
every
sucks.
time I
Like,
said yes, yes,
That was
because
gonna be a question.
well, yeah. I mean, if I'm going to be out there
Yeah,
and
'cause
I've
I'm
got
only
a
at
big
13%
broadsword and I'm
right now.
battling, going, yeah, it's my voice. I'm
And
the
hopefully
one
by
who's
tomorrow-
actually doing the battle.
here, let me mute this.
As the Imperial, there's something kind of meta about that.
Yeah,
And
totally.
hopefully by tomorrow,
Don't look at the screen, Finn.
hopefully by tomorrow, what's the name? GeForce Now will have it. We'll see. Just I played for like an hour before I took it back. I might retry. Oblivion was the first Elder Scroll I ever played. Yeah, bro. You're like me. For some reason, and I love the Bethesda games after that, except for I didn't like Starfield at all. Fallout 76 was okay until I got to like the southern part of the map. And then it was just like, and I'm not one of these mainstream Fallout gamers that fell in love with it after Fallout 4, who's in it for the dialogue. Like, fuck that shit. Like, if it's not progressing a mission, I don't care about dialogue. So when people were sitting there losing their shit and shitting their trousers, there's only terminals. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I wanted to journey. I wanted to get loot. I wanted to, you know, come across monsters and shit like that and get new stuff. And I wanted to do it with a co-op partner. And that's what it gave me. So you're talking to someone who, after the fact, starting with Fallout 3. Well, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't too fond, but I didn't hate it. I wasn't too fond of New Vegas. I felt like New Vegas, when it came to missions, you know, to me, Fallout or these Bethesda games are about the missions and they're about the journey. Like, I don't care about a cinematic or a story as it relates to just character building. I don't give a fuck about that. The heart and soul of these Bethesda games is journeying and discovery. So when Fallout New Vegas came out, and the journey and discovery, like as far as the shit you would get, the situations you would get into to search for stuff, or the places you would come across, when they were uninspiring and it was just all about telling you a story about these different factions, I was not into Fallout New Vegas at all. That's one of the earlier games, but see, that was the game made by the other team. So, you know, whatever. So yeah, it was Bethesda, but it was developed by somebody else. So, but I could not. I didn't get into Morrowind, and I didn't get into Oblivion. Like Oblivion and Morrowind were before I feel like the formula finally gelled together and was decent. Fallout 76 kind of showed you that they were just trying to run off the old charm. I mean, I do appreciate that they added the co-op element to it, but as far as like, well, I'll put it like this. Fallout 76 really was serving a certain demographic. It was serving people that simply wanted the Fallout formula co-op. That's it. What they tried to do though in their marketing and their approach is they tried to make it seem bigger than what it was. There was nothing wrong with it serving people that were looking for Fallout format that they can play with their friends. There was nothing wrong with that. But they tried to sell it to you as being something more than what it was. That's where they fucked up. But then here comes fucking Starfield, which shows you that they don't know how to build anything beyond what they've done in the past. Like, they've hit a brick wall creatively. And they don't know how to do it. And then even with this Oblivion remaster, I mean, it looks great, but all this shit is aesthetic. You know what I'm saying? You're still using all your old source material and all your story material and all your mission. That's from shit that you created back in the day. So this right here still isn't proof that you found out how to make a good game. You're just good at polishing shit up. So that's that. And I don't know why I always forget the names of the Outer Worlds team. I always forget their names. But yeah, I don't know if they got something, you know. I don't know if they got something to show after this remaster. Like how much Xbox embraces the PlayStation 5 Pro with enhancements is crazy. It's like the way they embrace it is it's nuts. I'm halfway to shit. I'm a nut to buying it. What makes a company more money, the console or the games? This dude, Vidiot Gaming, he is an idiot. He's a complete idiot. This dude right here is an idiot. He says some of the stupidest shit. Why do we care? We should be asking for great games that don't nickel and dime us. What makes a company more money, the console or the games? But you don't get the games without the console. Right? Like, why is there a separation there? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's like saying, what drives the car, the heart or the arms? Well, the arms drive the car, but if you ain't got no heart, you're dead and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about here? This is stupid. I don't know why I keep seeing this guy pop up on my timeline. Let's go back to Elder Scrolls. I was an idiot. Why do you guys engage with idiots? What else we got here? I've seen the Gates of Oblivion. They got the PlayStation 5 remaster. Enjoy Oblivion, available now. Yeah, a lot of these motherfuckers, and I tried telling people, don't sleep on Detective Seeds. But when you got insiders like that or inside information like that, your best bet is instead of, because people won't appreciate you, what you need to do is you got to have your own shit. You got to have your own outlet. All right, let's do this. Tell you what. You know what? I just had a thought process. Let me, while we're waiting for this to come, hold on one second. Yep. Yeah, that just brought something up. Shout out to my brother. All right. Yeah, I tried to tell y'all, don't sleep on Detective Seeds. Like I notice when people are catching on to shit, or when they actually have connections, and people tried to, what game on GFN deserves more love? Are you motherfuckers getting Elder Scrolls? That's what we need to know. What's a game that deserves more love? What's a game on GFN that deserves more love? Or you got, what is this? First Descendant. No, we need to know. Hey, look, man, you guys getting that Oblivion? Excuse me. Yeah. What's today? Tuesday? Let me check my email. Let me check my email. Didn't get anything yet. Didn't get any new. Yeah, they didn't send anything out yet. They need that Elder Scrolls on GFN, man. It's deck verified too. Oh, you can get it on 41. You can get. There's a. Did you? You didn't buy? Oh no, that's Steam. Shit. Did you buy it yet, Cold Blood?
Give me a moment. And bought.
Oh, you got it. Where did you buy that, on PlayStation or PC?
PlayStation, of course. What the fuck?
Oh, okay. Now I was gonna say, but that was a Steam code. If you were looking for a discount on Steam.
Yeah, I know I could get a discount on Steam, but I don't wanna.
Yeah.
It's downloading now.
Let me see where's mine at.
I need about 20 minutes. It says 19.
Fortunately, mine's is only going by percent. I'm at 31%. Yeah, I'm not gonna have enough time to play it today. I mean, if you want to stream on the channel, let me know and I can set it up for you. But yeah, I can't play it today, unfortunately. Jesus! Jesus! This is Microsoft messing up my Forza week up. Who know? I may already got Ninja Gaiden 2 back. Yes, and later's not in the yeah. It's there. You got Forza, Doriega? We doing this. Yeah.
Nah, fuck Forza.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm to me, I think that's a ripoff. How old is that game?
2021.
It's a 4-year-old game, and aren't they charging $70 for it?
They charged the same that they did those Xbox bumps.
Mike Ybarra. Oh no, this is old. This is how you show off a remaster. Oh my god, this is crazy, and it's available now. Game Pass. This is a pure beast mode right here, dog. I gotta be honest with you, bro. That's what kills Hip Hop Gamer, is that his approach is just so hyperbolic. Like, bro, you gotta dial it down a little bit. You can still be entertaining and still be like, rah, 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 you know what I mean? But the level of impact in what you're saying, not how you say it, what you're saying. You have to dial it down a little bit, because that's what hurts. That's what hurts you. Yeah. Have you talked about elements of things like a while ago? Yeah, but they've morphed into something else, and by the time you've talked about it, you made it seem like that it's right around the corner, and that this was the definitive way it was coming out, and that's not it. So you got to dial it back. It's kind of like what the conversation I was having with Paris. Like you're going to be held accountable for how you present things. You got to be self-aware of that. It was showed off good. It was cool, you know, and all that other stuff. Like, you know. All add-ons with story expansions. So they got most of it included in with the game. They just added some new missions. There's Sony's The 100 line Last Defense Academy scores a huge 85% Metacritic average. The game releases April 24th. It's not coming to PlayStation 5. What is this? Is this like the mobile? What is the 100 line Defense Academy? That's the Sony mobile game, right? Yeah, I agree with Synth Potato on that one. It's a remake, not a remaster, but they wanted to play it safe. Let's look at the system spec requirements to play this natively. Minimum, you need. Here, let me put this up here. This is coming from Shinobi. Oh, is it over? It's over. Okay. Showcase is over. This is from Shinobi. Minimum spec requirements. You need an for processor. You want an i7 6800K or a Ryzen 5 2600X. For graphics card, a Radeon 5700 or a NVIDIA GeForce TI. That's minimum. Recommended is graphics card is a Radeon RX 6800 XT or an NVIDIA RTX 2080 or an AMD Ryzen 5 3600X processor or an Intel Core i5 10600K. Let's see.
But I still don't get it why it was a shadow drop. Like, why make such a mystery about it?
Well, I think Xbox thinks that they do better with shadow drops, even though it was the worst kept secret.
So people can give them negative marketing fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They feel like that their shadow drops better.
Yeah. The last game that did that is the studio is gone now. By the way. So I don't know. Maybe Virtuos is next. Who knows?
All right.
But nah. The Oblivion is way too big for them to fuck it up.
I'm not gonna. Did I ever get my? They're showing gameplay of Marathon. The Xbox servers are up for Marathon. Is there? No, I'm not going to show. I'm not going to show because it could be a mistake and as it starts striking down channels and shit. Yeah, that is kind of fucked up if you do think about it. Like Clear Obscure dropping tomorrow? Ain't that? Yeah, ain't they? That is kind of fucked up.
We don't care. We don't care. Nah, it is fucked up, but hey, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's a later. No, I'm sorry, but I want to play Oblivion more.
That's fucked up. You gotta watch out for Microsoft, man, because look, Clear Obscure, you can tell they are oh shit, they got the picture-in-picture on Twitch now. I didn't know that. I mean on Twitter. You can tell that they are seriously reliant upon activity via Game Pass. And wow.
Maybe that was the deal. Release about the same time as our Oblivion and fuck up so Oblivion looks even better. Hey, that was the Game Pass
deal. That is
bro.
horrible, bro.
they got a lot of fucking money. That's why the game costs only $50.
Did I get my Microsoft be cooking, making my PlayStation 5 Pro is consistently fat. Last week, Indiana Jones. What did Post Up say? It took the Xbox community 10 years to see this run see this run that Xbox is on right now, and we have to share it. What are you talking about? Huh? It took the Xbox community 10 years to see this run that Xbox.
I understood it immediately what he means.
Maybe I'm not. What is he talking about? It took the Xbox community 10 years.
Bro, now that they finally release fucking games, they have to share it with everybody. That's what he said.
Oh, okay. I get it now. He says it took the Xbox community 10 years to see this run that Xbox is on right now, and we have to share it.
Yeah.
Okay, now I got it. Okay. Because they only cared about money. Yeah, that's true. And King Thrash says because they only cared about money. And let me put this up. He said they only cared about money. They bought these publishers knowing it would end up like this. Yeah, like they fooled y'all with this. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like Phil was trying, but who calls the shots? It's Satya. This is what I don't get. And this was absolutely true. People criticized those of us that was reporting on Stadia. They were like, who gives a fuck what the people at Stadia was telling you? Who gives a fuck what even Phil Harrison thought? If the people at Google or Alphabet Company were not comfortable across the board, it was not going to survive. That was y'all's problem. Y'all were ignoring the tendencies of Google. And they were absolutely right. They were 1,000% right. Ron Ormedia and all of them, even though they were dickheads about it, the core message, even the death by the Google Graveyard guy, they were right. Now, the Google Graveyard guy, he was the most reasonable. He was just saying, I don't trust Google. They kill shit. It ain't about how capable this thing is. Google kills shit. It's going to die. All true. You had a lot of Xbots proclaiming that too. So if y'all were able to see that, why the fuck can't y'all see that it don't matter what Phil was trying to do? With each failure, he was just making it more possible for Satya to take the keys and Microsoft do what it do. Just replicate shit so they can make money. So King Thrash is 1,000% right here. He says, because they only cared about money, they bought these publishers knowing it would end up like this. Absolutely. Absolutely. What are you? I don't know. Jesus. Oh, here goes the Chaos Lounge. Holy shit. Let's wait what he got to say. Oh, God. This just keeps getting better and better. Chaos Lounge. We got like 6 minutes before I got to get out of here. The Xbox One era was just too much of a hit, and it never really recovered due to a multitude of bad decisions. It's sad to see what has become of the brand, but the games are still coming, and ultimately that's the important thing. But the brand has taken an undeniable hit. This time last year, everyone was for exclusives. Today, exclusives are the greatest evil in video games, and Xbox community are cheering Halo to be on PlayStation and Switch. Yes, times change, but in the end, nothing we do or say will or could have changed course. The Xbox One era was just too defining. Add the ABK stuff, and that sealed the fate. Right now, I'm enjoying Game Pass, and I hope it's here for a long time. Saves me a ton of money, but the days of old are gone. People just need to accept it and move on. I'm not saying you haven't, just making a general point. Enjoy the games and have fun with it. Here's my problem. Like this dude, Chaos Lounge, is the epitome of what's fucking wrong with the Xbox community. You guys have the worst analysis out there. You guys have the worst ability to parse what's going on and why it's happening. Like it's like everybody that does not understand why shit is happening or what's about to happening. It's like you all flock to Xbox like moths to a fucking flame. You guys are like the absolute worst at understanding what's happening. Xbox One has nothing to do with why Xbox failed. Okay? Xbox One, even though they got slobber knockered, you look at the Xbox OG generation, they got beat worse and they had less games at their disposal. Don't give me that bullshit about, well, it was the worst generation to lose because people had their handhelds. I mean, they had their, they built their libraries on it. Nobody plays old fucking games. Like the average consumer doesn't go back and say, oh, let me play Halo 2 or Halo 3 again. It was a great experience. They move on. The average gamer does. Even when it comes to the free-to-play games, the average gamer, free-to-play games are cross-generational. They're cross-platform. You carry your shit with you. The only game that suffered from that was Fortnite. And then Sony's bent the knee. Well, sorta. They're making Epic pay for that shit, but they bent the knee and gave in to cross-platform. So what are you fucking talking about? Xbox failed because they sucked this generation. They launched with the Falconer and a bunch of old fucking games that they mid-gen refreshed. And they had a sucky library. Then when they bought Bethesda, they pulled the dumbest fucking move ever. We're going to go exclusive with them. Why? Bethesda is in a downward spiral. When you bought them, they were in a downward spiral. You need every fucking penny you can extract from them. No, you were so hell-bent on being a fanboy, Phil Spencer, because there was no business impetus for you to make Bethesda content exclusive as fast as you have. If you would have just waited, like I would have let Starfield be multiplat. As piss poor as it was, it would have generated a lot of money for you, for Bethesda. Then either with this or Elder Scrolls 6 or Doom the Dark Ages, then you go exclusive. If you would have done that, you would have not had the pushback that you had with ABK. ABK would have been a breeze, and then you could have said, you know what, we'll keep Call of Duty exclusive, or it'll come to PlayStation later, or whatever. You would have had more power in your hands, even though a lot of us wouldn't have preferred it because you guys didn't organically do this shit. Like Naughty Dog, they became who they were because of working with PlayStation. Insomniac became who they were because of working with PlayStation, so forth and so forth. As a matter of fact, they made your studios better when they sat down and worked with and did Deathloop and sat down with those developers and helped them. That was their best game that they've ever made. When they sat down with your people, they made their games better. So Sony has that pedigree. You don't. What you should have done is you should have left these developers that you bought that were multiplat. They should have remained multiplat until the ink was dry, particularly on ABK. But you already laid your bid when you bought Bethesda. There was no reason why Bethesda games should have been exclusive that soon. That's why Pete Hines, like the people at Bethesda, were fucking enraged. Now I get it. If a game was on PlayStation and it had an exclusivity deal, like how Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo did, I can get you saying, okay, we're no longer going to honor that exclusivity deal, right? I can get that even though PlayStation paid you money. I can understand that. But my thing is, everything should have stayed multi-plat. Then come 2025, right? You guys could have really made the competition tighter with exclusivity. But you fucked up. You could have had, I mean, I don't know if there would have been enough business sense to make Call of Duty exclusive. Maybe there could have been. You could have flirted with that, or you could have had Call of Duty come out 6 months earlier or a few months earlier on Xbox and PC. I don't know. You could have played around with that, or it comes out on both platforms day and date, but the Xbox people get XYZ, where the PlayStation people, I don't know. There's exclusive maps and shit like that on the PlayStation version. I mean, on the Xbox version. All right. But y'all fucked that up. It had nothing to do with the Xbox One era. If anything, the Xbox One era should have showed you how incompetent Phil Spencer was. Juice says, I can't take any man seriously whose hat is bigger than his shoulders. Oh, God. Big facts, Juice. Man wears do-rags and hats still. You talk about post-up. Oh, shit. Oh my God, bruh. But Xbox people, you guys are the worst. You are the worst observers out there. The problem with Xbox One was a warning shot. It was an SOS signal that now that this guy Phil is in charge of Xbox, something is wrong. That's all the Xbox. It was a warning shot. So before you got yourself too invested, too entrenched in the Xbox Series generation, you could like back off a little bit, but like, hold on. Something's amiss here. And this guy is going to drive this product into the ground, which essentially he did. He drove the Xbox platform into the ground. He's leading the charge on the Xbox software. That's why I said him and Matt Booty, they in Cancun, twisted one up, puffing on that broccoli. They having a good old fucking time. Where Sarah Barnes, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Can we get a Phantom Dust 2 out this piece? She don't know what the fuck to do. She's all fucked up. Her and what's his name? Ron, whatever the fuck his name is with the icicle beard. What is this new platform going to do? Like, let's be real. What the fuck is happening? Cloud is abysmal. That xCloud, I'm sorry, my cloud gaming brethren. If you are regularly gaming on xCloud and you're like, this is like, if you main xCloud, if you play it like you're playing like on the console, if you're like, oh, this is a reasonable substitute for the console, your standards are low. My standards are too high for that shit, man. xCloud is trash. And now that they got motherfuckers on Series S profiles. Now, again, I don't know if that program is still around that'll let you get on Series X profiles, but still, that shit in 2025, what these cloud services are doing, even Ubisoft's, nah, man, we're not doing that shit. And I know firsthand what Ubisoft's cloud service can do with games, with other games. All right, I'll just leave it at that. This is trash, bruh. Like Xbox Publishing or Microsoft Gaming, the publisher and the game provider, they Gucci, they good. Xbox the platform and Xbox the service. Well, the platform part is totally, it's totally becoming a bust. Like its major leg, its main wing, the console, is completely a bust now. You got cloud, you got PC, its approach to PC. Cloud, I get that there's growth in usage, but it's not growth that's going to supplement the console. It's niche usage. PC ain't enough. That's why these motherfuckers, the biggest place for your games is not even on your it's not even on your ecosystem. It's on PlayStation. You're nothing but a glorified Ubisoft at this moment. You're basically Ubisoft, because Ubisoft has a cloud service too. You are basically Ubisoft. You're a glorified Ubisoft because you have hardware with your logo on it. But just like Ubisoft, majority of their money is made on PlayStation. So is yours. You have proprietary hardware, and most of your money is made elsewhere. It's made on the proprietary hardware's rival. You're only up and running today because you have gone full third party on your rival. It's not why the reason why Xbox as we knew it collapsed has nothing to do with the Xbox One generation. If anything, the Xbox One generation should have been a shot across the bow to let you know you need to be careful how much you invest here. He said, man wears do-rags and hats still, hip-hop gamer. Oh, y'all talking about hip-hop gamer. You want to be rocking. Yeah, hip-hop gamer. I ain't got a problem with dude. I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think that, he's dealt this dilemma about him, how his content is respected. But you got to understand, he has to change some things up. He has to change some things up in his presentation. Well, not necessarily in his presentation, in what he emphasizes on and how it comes across. Like when you talk about this remaster engine or whatever, and it's actually something like different with only remnants of that. The way you phrase stuff, like I said, it was something I was talking to Paris about. When the way you phrase stuff, that cements in people's minds. So, all right, y'all, I got to get out of here. We out. Hope you enjoyed this. We're going to try to play this tomorrow. And we'll let you know how it is. All right. Till next time, y'all have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.